welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a new watch that I've added to my collection. It is the legendary Seiko SKX007. Now I have to say, you know, I've done so much research on these dive watches, and I couldn't understand what the fascination is with this watch and why it's so legendary. But having bought the watch, I have to say, I can see why people are so enthusiastic about this watch and why so many watch collectors, no matter what a wide variety of watches they have in their collection, they always seem to have a Seiko SKX007. So far, you know, my initial thoughts, it's very interchangeable. It's a really well-made watch. Bang for per buck. It can't be beaten. It's a great diver's watch. But I think I owe this watch a nice in-depth review, and I am a big fan. I have to say, my initial reservations that I had at the beginning have diminished. I've fallen in love with the watch, I have to be honest with you. And I'm just really excited to review this watch today. But look, let's do a wrist check. I'm wearing the Bezel Marine Star in rose gold. I'm really enjoying this watch. I just love the rubber strap. I haven't been a big fan of rubber straps, but it's got like a velvety feeling, and it just really fits well on my wrist. And I love the rose gold, you know. I know not everybody's a big fan of rose gold watches, but I absolutely love them. And I think this Bezel Marine Star, the colour it's in, really complements the piece really well. But look, let's go into the review. Let's talk about the new piece I've added to my collection. It's definitely going to be a keeper, guys. I can't stress that anymore. This watch won't be going anywhere. It's a watch that I'm going to wear and I'm going to enjoy. Let's go to the review. I hope you enjoy, guys. Right then, let's start the in-depth review of the Seiko SKX007. Okay, yes, as everybody knows, this is a legendary Seiko. So let's see what all the fuss is about, guys. Okay, let's have a closer look at the watch. First impressions, guys, it feels like a very good quality timepiece, I have to say. Let's take it off this watch cushion so we can get a nice closer look at the watch. Let's look at the size of the watch first of all. Case size, I think it's a 40mm watch. But from lug to lug, you're looking at around about 46mm lug, which is great. Black PVD coated bezel, very nice. Really complements the dial, which is a very sort of dark contrasting Seiko dial, which is expected with these types of Seikos. Let's have a look at the back of the watch. Wow, very nice. This has got, I think, an imprint on the case of the very famous Japanese artwork of the Calibre wave. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it properly, but I've been told that's what it's based on. A lot of people say it's like a tsunami type wave because it's a diver's watch, but I think, let's just take this blue sticker off so we can have a look at it properly. Like I said, this watch is going to be a keeper, so I won't be selling it on. But yeah, look at that case. The case is very nicely done with the Calibre, I would say, inspired artwork, you know, on the back, or other people call it the tsunami wave, but it's absolutely beautifully done by Seiko. If you look at the actual rubber strap, there actually is that artwork on there as well. Okay, guys, let's get a closer view of the dial. Like I said, it's got a day date on there, which is very impressive. Black dial, and you can see, if you look at the watch there's a lot of lume there, and Seiko's are legendary for the lume they use on their watches. There's even some lume on the actual bezel there, which is absolutely great. This is Hardex crystal glass. I've been told the Hardex crystal glass is a lot more shatterproof than sapphire glass, but it's a little bit more prone to scratches as such. But overall, a very impressive piece, I have to say. Looking at the hands as well, there's a lot of lume there, have to say, which is very nice. Looking at there, it's a 200 meters ISO certified diver, which means it's a legitimate diver, guys. There are stories of people that have gone as deep as 400 to 500 meters with this watch, but you know, it is certified to 200 meters. So, you know, there are stories that they've never had any problems with these watches as well. And I've been told that some people haven't serviced them for, you know, 10, 20 years plus, and they're running really, really well. The caliber that this Seiko automatic watch uses is a 21 jewel movement. It's the same caliber that you find in the Seiko Monster Diver, which is the 7S26 caliber, which has been around from the 70s, I've been told, and from my research, that it's a very robust, reliable caliber, which you won't have any problems, guys. Okay, it's your typical Japanese made watch, reliable, well made, but in this instance it's got the legendary iconic design of the Seiko SKX007. And you know, when I talk to collectors in the Watch Collectors Club, the first piece they talk about was the Seiko SKX007. What a great watch it is, you know. They love the way that the crown is fitted there at 4 o'clock, so it doesn't dig into your wrist, which is fair enough. But it is beautifully crafted, okay? And bang per buck, I don't think there's any watches out there with the pedigree, okay, and the build quality as good as this watch. You know, it's not perfect, you know. The only downside of this watch is the crown. It's a little bit difficult to operate, to unscrew the crown. There's no manual wind or hacking or anything like that. But, you know, my first impression of it, and wearing this watch just briefly for a couple of hours here and there, that it just seems to sort of automatically charge itself very easily, you know, without winding it. But I would prefer to be able to manual wind the watch, because that's what I'm used to doing with my other automatic watches. But for this price range, I have to say the build quality of this watch is superb. It really is superb. I can't stress that more. Just look at how smooth the bezel is. You know, I've handled a lot of watches in my time. You know, we do a lot of tests with sales associates and how they would demonstrate high-end luxury watches, and I've held the likes of Sea Dwellers, Submariners, and I've got a feel for them and the way they feel in your hand. The first thing they say, you know, does this handpiece, watch piece, feel like a 9 to 10 grand? And most of the time you'd say, yeah, it probably does. When you hold this timepiece, you would say it is a lot more expensive than what it is, and it just makes you question, guys, how some of the other big brands justify charging the prices they do when Seiko can produce a masterpiece like this, in my opinion. And to be honest with you guys, I wasn't 100% sure what the fuss was about this watch. And now that I've bought the watch, and I'll be honest with you, I was going to buy the watch, do a review, and probably sell it on, okay? But now that I've bought the watch, I have to say, this is an absolute keeper. I really love this watch. Look at it. It's gorgeous. Absolute gorgeous. I love every aspect of the watch. You know, the rubber strap is okay. I'll probably wear it until I get bored of it, to be honest with you. But until then, I'll probably maybe change the strap. I've bought a couple of straps that I'm considering. I think this really suits it. Yeah, look at that. That looks really nice. Beautiful. I think that's going to go good. And maybe the orange one, I'm thinking about changing the strap on this as well, the orange one. I've got a few other NATO straps that I can add, to be honest with you. I'm really going to mix and match them depending on what I'm wearing. You know what I'm like, guys. I like to coordinate my watches with my clothing as well. But I think this is, you know, a really nice watch, guys. And I would say if you haven't got a diver's watch and you're on the marketplace for an automatic diver's watch, this is a watch that you have to consider. And to be honest with you guys, you better act soon on the SKX007, because I was talking to a few of my guys that are in the watch industry, and they're going to stop the production of this watch. And I've been told prices are going to increase big time. You know, from 200 to 250 to 300. You know, in a couple of years' time, these will be going for about £300-400. Yeah, there will be less and less of them available new. And I've looked even on the used market. You know, these watches, they kept their value really well. This sort of watch, you're never going to lose any real value because you haven't spent that much. But for me, I buy watches to keep. I don't really buy them to sell them. The only time I would sell a watch is if I'm really unhappy with it for whatever reason, or I've been made a spectacular offer on the watch that I can't refuse to sell it, okay? And it's only happened a couple of times, and that have been really high-end pieces. But overall, for me, this watch, I'm very impressed with it, guys. And I have to say that, you know, it just makes me question now when I am shopping for watches, what am I really doing? Because the quality's there. You know, looking at the case, the way it's been brushed is consistent with the rest of the case. You know, it's really nice put together. Look, I'm going to leave you guys now. I'm going to do a nice in-depth tour of the watch so you can see it in a bit more detail and close-ups and stuff like that. But overall, it is a beautifully constructed watch. And for me, I understand now why watch collectors speak so highly about this watch, because it is very iconic. There are many famous people, celebrities, to important political generals in the USA Army that wear these watches. They are very robust, very strong. It is a tool watch, and first and foremost, it is a diver's watch, of course. But look, I'm not a diver. I buy this watch purely for its aesthetic qualities, its build quality, its design, and just the way it complements myself and my clothing. It's a beautifully constructed watch. But please don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I'm going to leave you with a tour of the watch. I hope you enjoyed the video today, guys. Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get all my latest videos. But thanks once again for watching. I'll see you later.